Maybe it's climate change. I don't know, but I sure as heck do know that we better be paying attention to it, because real science requires us to be intellectually curious. It requires us to ask the uncomfortable question and to look at data, even if that data makes us question previously held convictions. And so if we aren't able to look at this data, if we are silenced and shut down, is really alarming. The idea that people are so fearful of looking at actual data and asking the question, what is going on, is really a dangerous place for us.
Unexplainable increase in all-cause deaths among 18 to 49-year-olds. There's also been an increase in certain medical diagnoses, such as miscarriages and Bell's palsy. Here to give us her take on the new data, emergency medicine and disaster specialist, Dr. Kelly Victory. We want to make sure that anytime we talk, we want to make sure the information that we have is accurate. What is the source of the information that you're about to present?
Yes, they are separate groups of data, Jason. The previous study from the U.S. life insurance companies, many of them were reporting a 40% increase in deaths from all causes in the 18 to 49-year-old group. They know that because these are life insurance companies that provide group life insurance policies to employers. So these are working age individuals with a 40% increase in all-cause deaths. That was a different report from this bombshell that came out last week, but they did not do this anonymously. They signed an affidavit on this. 3 career military physicians who are culling a military database. So they are 2 groups of data that show that something is going on. The medical data was released by 3 career military physicians who got the information from the military database that collects what we call ICD codes, which are the diagnosis codes. So they actually went back and culled the database from the military on certain conditions over a 5-year period from 2016 through 2020. There's a 300% increase, for example, in cancers, is what they found. This wasn't an increase from 1 case to 4 cases. In the case of cancer, for example, it was an increase from an average, a 5-year average of 38,000 cases per year to almost 120,000 cases in calendar year 2021. And actually, it wasn't even a full year. It was more like 11 months worth of data. And it was almost up to 120,000 cases of cancer, a 270% increase in myocardial infarction in 2021, a 300% increase in incidence of Bell's palsy and of certain neurologic complaints, a 470% increase in pulmonary embolisms, blood clots to the lungs, and many, many other huge increases that they found alarming. Now, no one is saying with any certainty what is causing this, but we certainly would be remiss as scientists if we didn't look at that and say, what has changed in calendar year 2021 that is causing, number one, an increase in all-cause deaths, as reported by the life insurance companies, and an increase in certain medical conditions, such as heart attacks, blood clots to the lungs, congenital malformations of children born that year, female infertility, and those sorts of things.
Do you expect this information to be presented to the CDC?
I certainly hope so. The CDC and the FDA should be all over this. That's their job. But instead, the idea that they are trying to silence people, the 3 military physicians have been termed whistleblowers. In the past, we just would have called them good doctors looking at patterns. That's what doctors do. That's what scientists are supposed to do. Look at patterns. Look at what seems unusual. Question those things. Bring them to the surface and do the deep dive analysis. We have many, many questions in medicine that don't have answers. We sure as heck shouldn't have answers that can't be questioned. And it deserves to be fully exposed and to be examined very, very carefully.